Section 1.
You will hear a woman calling her insurance company to report a car accident. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 4. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4.
Hello, Direct Insurance Services. You're through to Mark. How can I help you?
Hi, Mark. I need to report a car accident that happened this morning.
I'm sorry to hear that. Are you injured at all?
No, I'm fine, thank you. Just a bit shaken up.
Good to hear. Let me get your details and we'll process your claim. Can I have your full name, please?
Yes, it's Sarah Mitchell.
Sarah Mitchell. Could you spell the surname for me?
Mittchell.
Thank you. And your date of birth?
22nd of July, 1985.
Right, got that. Now I need your current address.
It's 12 Brookfield Road.
Is that Brookfield?
Yes, that's correct.
And the postcode?
SE154JN.
Perfect. I can see you're one of our international customers. You're Australian, is that right?
Yes, that's right. I moved to London a few years ago.
Great. Just a few more questions about your policy and then we can get into what happened.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 5 to 10.
Have you made any claims with us before?
Actually, yes. I had a minor incident about 2 years ago. Someone scratched my car in a parking lot.
So that would be one previous claim then.
Yes, just the one.
And how long have you held your policy with us?
Well, I took it out when I first moved to London, which was 3 years ago in September.
So 3 years then. And this policy covers just your one vehicle, correct?
Actually, no. I have 2 cars on the policy, my main car for work and a small city car for weekends.
Right, that's 2 vehicles. Now, where did this accident occur?
On the M25 motorway, just outside London.
The M25, that's always busy. Can you tell me what happened?
I was driving in the middle lane when another car changed lanes suddenly and clipped my rear bumper. I managed to pull over safely, but there's quite a bit of damage.
I'm glad you're okay. Did you exchange details with the other driver?
Yes, we did. He was very apologetic and gave me his insurance details.
Good. What part of your car was damaged?
The rear bumper is cracked and dented quite badly. It's going to need to be completely replaced.
I see. Do you have an estimate for the repair costs?
Yes, I got a quote this morning. They said it would be about £800 to fix everything properly.
£800. That's reasonable for a bumper replacement. Is your car still drivable?
Yes, it's safe to drive. The damage is mainly cosmetic.
But I think that's all the information I need for now. We'll send you a claim reference number by email, and an assessor will contact you within 48 hours.
That's great. How long does the whole process usually take?
Once the assessor approves the claim, we can arrange payment directly to your garage. The whole process typically takes about a week.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your help, Mark.
You're very welcome, Sarah. Drive safely, and don't hesitate to call if you have any questions.
I will. Thanks again. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That is the end of Section 1.
Section 2.
You'll hear an announcement about the annual Cheltenham Folk Festival. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Margaret Thompson from the Cheltenham Folk Festival Committee, and I'm delighted to announce the details of this year's festival, which will be taking place from Friday the 15th to Sunday the 17th of July. This year marks our 25th anniversary, and we've planned something truly special for folk music lovers across the Cotswolds and beyond. The festival will be held at Pittville Park, which has been our home for the past decade. The park's beautiful Victorian bandstand and expansive lawns provide the perfect setting for our celebration of traditional British folk music. We're particularly excited about this year's lineup. Our headlining act will be the renowned Morris dancing troupe from Oxfordshire, the Wheatley Morrismen, who will be performing their traditional Cotswold Morris dances throughout the weekend. They'll also be joined by acclaimed folk singer Emma Hartwell, whose latest album, Songs of the Seven, has been climbing the folk charts all summer. Now, regarding tickets, we've kept our pricing very reasonable to ensure the festival remains accessible to families. Adult tickets are £25 for the full weekend, while children under 16 enter free when accompanied by an adult. Senior citizens aged 65 and over can purchase discounted tickets for £18. We also offer single-day tickets for £12 if you can't attend the entire weekend. Tickets can be purchased online through our website, or you can buy them at the gate on the day. However, I'd strongly recommend booking in advance, as last year we sold out on Saturday afternoon. Our website address is simply cheltenhamfolk.org.uk. For those of you who are new to folk festivals, let me explain what you can expect. Unlike commercial music festivals, our event focuses on preserving and celebrating traditional British folk culture. You'll hear everything from ancient ballads to contemporary folk compositions, all performed by both professional musicians and talented amateurs from local communities.
Before you hear the rest of the announcement, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 15 to 20.
Now, let me tell you about the festival programme. We'll kick off on Friday evening at 7 p.m. with our traditional opening ceremony. This year's theme is Roots and Branches, celebrating how folk music has evolved while maintaining its traditional foundations. Saturday morning begins with workshops starting at 10 a.m. We're offering sessions on traditional instruments, including the concertina, the melodeon, and the English dulcimer. These workshops are perfect for beginners, and all instruments will be provided. The workshop fee is just £8 per session, or you can attend all three for £20. The main stage performances begin at noon on Saturday. We'll have continuous entertainment featuring local groups like the Gloucester County Singers and the Tewkesbury Folk Ensemble. The afternoon will include storytelling sessions where professional storytellers will share ancient tales from Gloucestershire folklore. Saturday evening's highlight will be the Sailey dancing, starting at 8 p.m. For those unfamiliar with Sailey, it's traditional Scottish and Irish social dancing that's enormous fun and suitable for all ages. The Cheltenham Sailey Band will provide live music and call the dances, so don't worry if you're a complete beginner, everyone's welcome to join in. Sunday's programme focuses on family activities. We'll have children's workshops from 11 a.m, including folk instrument making and traditional games. The popular puppet show featuring characters from British folklore will run at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. These performances are specially designed for children aged 5 to 12. Food and drink will be available throughout the weekend from local vendors. We're particularly pleased to welcome back the Cotswold Cider Company, who will be serving traditional West Country cider and perry. The Women's Institute from nearby Pressbury, who will be running their famous tea tent, serving homemade cakes and proper English tea. For those travelling from outside Cheltenham, parking is available at the nearby Pittville School for £5 per day. The car park is just a 5-minute walk from the festival site. Alternatively, Cheltenham Spa railway station is approximately 15 minutes away on foot, and the number 94 bus runs regularly between the station and Pittville Park. We do ask that you respect the park environment during your visit. Please use the recycling bins provided, and remember that Pittville Park is a public space used by local residents year-round. Dogs are welcome but must be kept on leaves at all times. Weather permitting, all activities will take place outdoors. However, we do have the Pittville Pump Room available as a covered venue should we experience typical British summer weather. We recommend bringing waterproof clothing and comfortable shoes suitable for walking on grass. Finally, I'd like to mention that this festival wouldn't be possible without our wonderful volunteers. If you're interested in helping out next year, please visit our information tent where you can sign up to join our mailing list. We're looking forward to welcoming you to what promises to be our best festival yet. Thank you for your continued support of traditional British folk music.
That is the end of Section 2.
Section 3.
You will hear two students called Sarah and David asking their tutor for advice on their extracurricular project. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24.
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, David. How can I assist you today?
Good morning. We were wondering if you could give us some guidance on our extracurricular project.
Of course. What's the subject of your project?
We're focusing on sustainable living practices for university students.
That sounds fascinating and very relevant. So you'll be explaining different ways students can live more sustainably?
Actually, it's more comprehensive than that. We want to cover the environmental impact of student lifestyle choices, practical sustainability methods, and the financial benefits that come with adopting eco-friendly habits.
I see. And who would be your target audience for this project?
We're primarily targeting first-year students who are just starting university life.
Yes, we want to reach new students before they develop unsustainable habits. We think it's easier to start with good practices rather than change existing ones.
Excellent approach. Now, what format are you planning to use for presenting this information?
We considered several options. We could organize workshops during orientation week, though that would require approval from the Student Services Department.
Or we could set up information booths around the campus library and student centre.
Those are both solid ideas. What about creating an online resource or digital presentation?
We thought about that, but most students are already overwhelmed with online content. Perhaps we could develop an interactive exhibition and display it in the main building.
That's an excellent idea. Interactive displays tend to be very engaging.
Perfect. We'll go with the interactive exhibition then.
Great choice. Now, as environmental science students, do you have any personal motivation for promoting sustainability?
Absolutely. This project actually originated from our own experiences as students trying to live sustainably on a tight budget.
Right. When I first moved to university accommodation, I was shocked by how much waste students generate and how expensive it can be to live unsustainably.
So, our exhibition would share practical tips and strategies that David and I have learned through trial and error during our time here.
Perfect. That personal experience will make your project much more authentic and relatable.
Before you hear the rest of the consultation, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now listen carefully and answer questions 25 to 30.
So, what topic would you like to address first in your exhibition?
We think the most crucial section should focus on energy conservation in student accommodation.
Smart approach. Will you be focusing on any specific energy-saving methods?
We want to concentrate particularly on techniques that students can implement immediately.
Things like efficient heating methods, proper use of electrical appliances, and understanding how consumption varies throughout the day.
And how much time do you estimate visitors will spend on this section?
We're planning for about 15 minutes of content for the energy conservation section.
We're also excited to include information about sustainable food choices, shopping habits, and reducing food waste, though we're not entirely sure how to organize all that information effectively.
I think you could group all of that under a section called consumption. What do you think?
That works perfectly. We'll definitely cover specific strategies for budget-friendly, sustainable shopping and explain how to minimize waste in shared kitchens.
Excellent! So you'll include both shopping strategies and waste reduction techniques.
Absolutely. We could allocate approximately 20 minutes for the consumption section to ensure we cover both topics thoroughly.
Wonderful. Are there any other major areas you want to include?
We definitely want to address the social aspects of living at university.
Of course, building community around sustainability can be very motivating for students.
We are planning to introduce students to the weekly market that many senior students already know about and love.
We might feature some other local businesses as well, but the market is our main focus.
We're also going to promote the monthly workshop series that happens throughout the academic year as an excellent opportunity for our environmentally conscious student community to network and learn from each other.
That's a brilliant idea. Building connections can definitely help students maintain their sustainable practices.
It can certainly be challenging to stay motivated about sustainability when you're studying alone.
I think that's an excellent point. You might want to dedicate slightly more time to this section than the others. How about half hour?
That sounds very reasonable. So overall, the introduction should take 5 minutes and then the conclusion should take 6 minutes, giving us a total of 47 minutes.
I wouldn't rush your introduction. Maybe extend it to introduction length to properly engage your audience.
Good point. The conclusion can be more concise since it's just a summary of the key sustainability strategies.
Exactly. Keep that to no more than conclusion time.
All right, so in total, the exhibition should take about the same time overall, just with a longer introduction and short conclusion.
Precisely. That balance will work much better for your audience.
Perfect. We're going to start working on our interactive exhibition right away. Thank you so much for your guidance.
You're very welcome. Good luck with your project.
That is the end of Section 3.
Section 4.
You will hear part of a lecture on considerations for crafting advertising materials and their effects on consumer behavior. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining today's session in our Marketing Communications module. Last week, we covered the fundamentals of brand identity. Today, I'd like to guide you through a series of practical factors that professional marketers evaluate when creating advertising campaigns. We will explore geographical reach, sensory engagement, media flexibility, audience psychology, and contextual alignment, with examples drawn from real UK businesses. No matter how distinctive your product, customers often prioritize convenience. Picture a small batch tea emporium in Bath that offers guided tastings by appointment only. Enthusiasts may travel long distances for rare blends, but most patrons expect easy access. A study by the Chartered Institute of Marketing found that foot traffic drops by 20% when a retail outlet is more than 5 miles from a town centre. Similarly, an artisanal bakery in Leeds experienced a 35% decrease in weekend sales after relocating its stall beyond 3 bus stops from the market square. Hence, when planning a local promotional event or pop-up store, consider the proximity of the venue to your target audience. The further away it is, the lower your turnout is likely to be. Visual design captures attention, but multi-sensory cues can cement brand recall. Think of the distinctive chime you hear before certain evening news broadcasts. That brief musical motif becomes instant recognition. Research by neuroscience firms indicates that combining visual logos with short audio riffs increases brand retention by up to 47%. Beyond sound, scents wield extraordinary persuasive power. Take Baker's Realm, a patisserie chain in Camden Town, London. By discreetly emitting the aroma of freshly baked croissants into adjacent pavements, they observe a 15% uptick in walk-in customers on weekends. The olfactory system's direct link to emotional memory means that an associative smell can draw passers-by more effectively than a static poster. Turning to digital domains, many products now exist purely online: streaming platforms, mobile apps, digital art. For these, media flexibility is crucial. Advertisers develop a core visual framework, colors, fonts, logo placement, that supports effortless resizing without sacrificing impact. Spotify, for instance, uses modular artwork templates. A central image can be cropped to fit everything from a phone lock screen to a billboard, with only the text and dimensions altered. This streamlined approach reduces production time and maintains consistent brand aesthetics. However, capturing attention is only half the battle. We must also measure behavioral outcomes. Consider 2 metrics: click-through rate and post-ad conversion, which we'll denote as purchase action. If a video ad garners 1 million views but only 200 purchases, its efficiency is low. Conversely, a focused leaflet campaign in a village parish might reach just 2,000 homes but prompt 50 orders, an exceptional conversion rate of 2.5%. Always track how many viewers follow through to an actual transaction. Now let's consider audience targeting in global contexts. When you upscale from local to international campaigns, language and cultural nuances become essential. Airlines operating long-haul flights often display seat-back adverts in the dominant language of passenger origins on each route: English, Mandarin, Spanish, or French. This ensures clarity and avoids misinterpretation. For example, Emirates Airlines tailors in-flight entertainment promos in the top 3 languages of its manifest for each flight, increasing viewer engagement by double digits. Media consumption habits vary across age groups. Younger demographics rarely purchase physical magazines or printed comic books. Instead, they follow influencers on social platforms and subscribe to in-app art experiences. In contrast, the over 60s segment still engages with weekly digest newspapers and radio talk shows. Understanding which tangible or digital channel your segment frequents determines where to allocate your ad spend. Ethical alignment is another dimension. Brands with sustainable missions should feature their messages on platforms that reflect similar values. A pioneering solar panel startup might secure banner placements on environmental NGO sites and biodiversity blogs, focusing on audiences already committed to preserving ecosystems. Such alignment enhances perceived authenticity and trust. Let's delve into contextual placement for consumer goods. Consider sunscreen marketing. While online search ads can capture intent, physical advertising at open-air venues such as outdoor festivals or coastal promenades aligns the message with immediate need. At Brighton Beach, for instance, a pop-up stand displaying large-format UV index readings alongside SPF recommendations increased trial purchases by 40% during peak summer months. Finally, the power of evocative settings in visual media cannot be overstated. Suppose you're producing a short film for a portable water filter. Filming beside a serene waterfall in Dartmoor National Park or along the pebble-strewn banks of the River Wye lends authenticity. Viewers associate the pristine environment with the product's promise of purity, making the ad more persuasive. Master these factors, and your campaigns will do more than attract attention. They will drive sustained consumer engagement and sales.
That is the end of Section 4 and the end of the IELTS listening test.